How do you know if you're a perfumer? Uh, it might sound like a bit of an odd question, but if you go to perfume school and you get a certificate when you come out the end, boom, you're a perfumer. If you make perfume and people enjoy buying it, maybe you're a perfumer. Uh, it's it shouldn't be a difficult question. Sometimes it is, because there's one view that if you are unable to adapt your perfumes to make shower gel or candles or the other things that not just fine fragrance, then you can't really count yourself as a proper perfumer. So I thought I'd tell you this little story, which was that very early on, I've been going, oh, well, about 5 years. So quite early. I'd had some practice. And two lovely guys, Tom and Henri, who ran an event in Los Angeles I took part in, they opened a shop in New York called Maison 10, not Maison 10, Maison 10. I think Upper West Side. And it turns out they were right next door to Christophe Laudemir's studio in New York. Now, Christophe is a master perfumer who went to Isipka. He's made fragrances for Tom Ford and all kinds of wonderful people, and fabric conditioner. Proper perfumer. And they rang me up and they had 10, this is the theme of their shop, they had 10 perfumes, 2 of which were mine, Dark Heart of Old Havana and Maxed Out. And they rang me up and said, oh, you won't believe, Christophe Laudemiel came in and he said, who made these 2 because all the rest are shit? Pardon me, but those were his exact words. I was told. And so I thought, well, this is great, because if ever I wanted validation, that is it. So he liked them. And then they said, oh, there's a surprise. So I thought, well, wait for the surprise. I didn't know what it was, but I was running a very small workshop once because we just got going. You know, they've been going about, as I say, about 5 years. And this was a tiny workshop. It was a Thursday. Only 2 people turned up. And I asked people, what brings you here? And one of them said, she looked in a totally unable to lie kind of a person, Eliza. She's just lovely. She said, Christophe Laudemiel sent me. She was his assistant. And it turns out that he wanted to check out, did I really make my own perfume? Or was I one of those others who was around at the time, who were quite a few people, particularly in the UK, were saying they made their own perfume and they didn't. Most of them have come out now. Some famously haven't, or infamously haven't. But the word was maybe I was one of those who was pretending to make my own, but getting somebody else to do them. So she came to visit my studio and see me actually make stuff and report back to Christophe that I was, in fact, real and I'd made these things. So then when I finally met him at the Institute of Art and Olfactions Awards one year, and so I kind of sidled and said, bonjour, Monsieur Laudemiel. Je suis Sarah McCartney. You know, all starstruck. And I said, you smell 2 of my fragrances at Maison 10 at Tom and Henri's place. And he said, oh, yes, you made those too. Yes, and all the rest was shit. And so that was it. If ever I worry about what other people think, because I was brought up to do that. It's great if you don't worry what other people think, but that's what I was taught when I was little, and it's very difficult to grow out of that. So if I ever worry, I just think to myself that the time that Christophe Laudemiel actually said to me, oh, you are cool, and that all the rest was shit. And then I think to myself, yes, you know what? I can make perfume. So get yourself a story. Get yourself validated.